Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Meditation Momma podcast. We're in season 2, where we are sharing the teaching stories that my students have found really, really helpful over the years. And this is episode 2. And in this episode, we're sharing a story that is kind of different. Sometimes there's stories, they have layers and layers and layers that you can extrapolate. And this, sometimes a story is really just there to help show you how to see things differently, how to see a pattern of thinking or behavior in a way that can help you kind of deal with it, get a new insight into it, and and then work with it in a way that can heal it, help you be happier. And this is maybe one of those stories. So, hi everyone, I'm Caren Prentice, and our story for today is called The Thorn Tree. And it goes like this. Once upon a yogi time, a little old yogi was wandering in the desert, just minding his business, having a grand old time, just being present in the moment. And then he thought he heard something, kind of like a ouch, oh. And being the kind, compassionate yogi that he was, he went looking for the sound. And as he got closer, he could hear getting louder and louder. Ow, 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 ow. And there was obviously somebody in a lot of pain. And so he kept walking until he came upon the sight of an old man who was wrapped around a thorn tree. And he was screaming in pain. And the yogi, of course, said, Can I help? And the little old man said, Yes, please, please. So the yogi, kind hearted yogi that he was, very gently began to peel each little finger off of these thorns, and hand and arm, and began to peel off the the feet and the legs and the torso. And once he'd very gently gotten this little man off of this thorn tree, he took some time to gently tend each wound and wipe it off and heal it and put some healing salve on it to comfort it and soothe the pain. And the old man was so grateful. It was like, wow, it was such a relief to not have that that pain, constant pain. And so the yogis invited the man to come along with him as he continued to wander on his journey. And the old man said, Sure, great, thank you, thank you, thank you. And he was so grateful. And as they were walking along, the little old man just started to feel just a little uncomfortable, a little different. It's like, whoa, whoa, what's going on here? And he started to think to himself, wait a minute, why would that guy help me? Why would he help me like this? What's in it for him? What's in it for him? Why would he do this? And the thought came to his mind, hey, wait a minute. He just wanted my thorn tree. He's going to turn around and sneak back and grab it. And that little old man just turned around and beelined it back for the tree and grabbed onto it with all his arms, his legs, and his being. And he screamed, You can't have this thorn tree. It's my thorn tree. And the little yogi looked at the man and with great kindness and compassion said, okay, and gently turned around and continued on his journey. And that's the story of the thorn tree. And you probably might be going, Caren, that is the weirdest story. Why would anybody grab onto a thorn tree? But remember what I said. This is a story to help give us another way of looking at a pattern or behavior we have. And so what we want to start to look at is, wait a minute, okay, what is this maybe a metaphor for? And maybe what we want to look at is, what are the things that might be thorn trees for us that really aren't thorn trees? What are things that we grab onto? Thoughts that we grab onto? Patterns of response or behavior that we grab onto that make us miserable, cause us pain and discomfort and suffering, and we don't let go. And we don't let go. Ooh, that's a big teaching, right? Ouch, ouch. Okay, but so hang with me, because we all do it. We all do it. And to one degree or another, sometimes it's just a mild irritation that we nurse and we stew on. Sometimes it's a big hurt and a big wound, and we perseverate and perseverate, and we can't let it go. So, but we all do it as humans. And what the story is helping us to see is that, oh, this is a dynamic that's part of what the human mind does, is it latches onto something and it hurts. And it thinking about it again and again maybe makes us more angry or makes us feel more victimized or makes us feel more hurt or more sad or more grief or more shame or more guilt. And but we can't let the thoughts go because this is what the mind does. This is the nature of the mind, is to hang on and grip. And if all we know is that kind of pattern, hang on for a minute. This is not going to be easy to hear, but if that's all we know, then the truth is that that's actually what we're comfortable with. And if you notice, the the yogi had brought some comfort and soothed the wounds, but that the man felt uncomfortable. It didn't feel right. Something was off. And oftentimes, when we let go of a grudge, we let go of a resentment, we let go of a story we've been telling ourselves, it feels really weird to let it go because it's become something we're familiar with. And you know that saying? Sometimes the devil we know is better than something we don't know. And so we we fall back. So an example might be, you're nursing a real hurt. You know you need to forgive somebody to let it go, but you just can't. You're just that hurt is just in there and it's on you, and you want to let it go, but you feel that if you let it go, you're letting someone off the hook. So you read something about forgiveness, or you take a workshop on forgiveness, or you listen to podcasts about forgiveness, and part of you really wants to forgive, and so you do the work, and you forgive, and you feel good for a little bit. But then a day or two later, the thought pops back in, and you're like, yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, that was really wrong what that person did. That was not okay. And boom, we're right back and we grab onto that thorn tree and we're nursing that resentment all over again because we don't know how it feels uncomfortable to sustain that other way of being. And so, what this story gives us is a way to look at this pattern of returning to a story that we're running again and again and again in our head that really makes us miserable. Or perhaps a belief. We believe something should be a certain way and it's not that way. And so we just keep thinking about it. This shouldn't be this way. It should be like this. Why can't they do it that way? And we, once again, the mind is going again and again. We get all worked up and we don't know how to let it go. And sometimes, we have this idea that this is right and this is wrong. And if something does what we think is wrong, we can't let it go. And we get entrenched in this battle between right and wrong. And this was the right thing to do, and you should have done it that way. And we judge and we criticize, and we could let it go. But letting it go is new, it's different. Feels like we're letting someone off the hook, right? And so this recognizing the mind has a dynamic called a thorn tree where we grab on to something that really isn't making us happy. And the way you know it's a thorn tree is you come back to it again and again and again, and there's no resolution. It's not like grabbing onto the thorn tree, you come to a place where you feel better. You grab onto the thorn tree and you just you go down the rabbit hole with it. You perseverate. The thoughts keep going again and again and again. And sometimes it's called a grudge, right? Sometimes it can be called feeling like a victim. And when we get in a place where we feel like a victim, that's a really strong thorn tree. That's got us. And we can just go down that spiral of feeling so victimized, and we feel trapped and hopeless. And somebody else becomes the villain, and we spend a lot of time thinking about them as the villain. You've heard me, right? You've got the idea. The thorn tree, this is just a dynamic the mind does. And the beauty of this story is it helps us go, wait a minute, I've returned to something that is making me miserable. And I've grabbed on again. Oh, is it a thorn tree? I see. This is my thorn tree. And so we say, oh, okay. And we actually practice little by little, letting it go, letting it go. We think of a quote that can give us a way out. We think of a story someone's told us. We forgive. We try and understand what's going on in the situation, and we try and find a way to gently, gently let go of the thorn tree. And you've all done this. You listen to podcasts, there's teachings out there, quotes, stories, movies, songs that give you temporary relief. And the trick is, once you see yourself going back, returning back to it, to just go, whoa, 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 whoa. Nope, I'm not grabbing onto that thorn tree again. And you take a deep breath and you resolve to, no, let me look at this differently. We find another way to look at this so I don't grab back on. And I think that one little skill to just recognize, oh, I've grabbed onto a thorn tree, that alone takes away the momentum and the force of the perseverating. It's like if we can even just go, oh, thorn tree, even let it go for a moment. It breaks the momentum. Do you know what I mean by momentum? I think you all do. It's right. It just catches us and we're just in it and we're going and going and going. But just that simple thought has the power to break that momentum, which releases us from the thorn tree. And then we have all kinds of wonderful techniques and other things we can do in meditation to help us start walking away with the yogi, right? And that the beautiful symbol of the yogi who's got teachings and ways we could be to leave the thorn tree behind. And there's so many of them out there. So I just want to let you know that if you've got one of those minds that grabs onto thorn trees, there's nothing wrong with you. We all do it. And there are teachings and all kinds of wonderful tools available in the world of meditation to help us let go and move on. So the whole point of this episode right now is to simply just say, there is hope. Thorn trees are normal. Everybody's mind does it. Well, maybe not everybody, but certainly mine and maybe yours. And if you are a person who grabs onto thorn trees, the first step is to go, I see you, thorn tree, and just name it. And bring your mind back to whatever you're doing in the present moment. Literally, feel the feet on the ground. If you're washing dishes, if you're driving, if you're writing, if you're on your computer, feel what your hands are doing. Bring your mind into the present moment. Oh, let's try and stay in the present moment. And the next time your mind goes off to those thoughts, just label it, thorn tree. And that's the first step in learning how to release ourselves from the grip of that kind of unhappiness. All right, loves, that's it for today. A strange but really powerful and important story for us meditators. All right, thanks so much for being here. I'll hope to be with you on our next episode. Have a lovely week, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. I do hope you found something that was helpful or meaningful or maybe even inspiring. If you have any questions, please email me at podcast@meditationmomma.com, and I'll be sure to answer them on one of our upcoming episodes. And in the meantime, let's all just take a moment to just let our attention drop into that heart center, and let's take this thought with us into the rest of our day, the rest of our week.
May I be happy, may I be free, joyous, grateful, safe and at ease. May I live wisely, flowing downstream. Row my boat gently and sing merrily. May you be happy, may you be free. Joyous, grateful, safe and at ease. May you live wisely, flowing downstream. Row your boat gently and sing merrily. May all be happy, may they be free. Joyous, grateful, safe and at ease. May they live wisely, flowing downstream. Row their boats gently and sing merrily.